What is up, my Hinchas Poderosos? It's your boy Zach here with another episode of the Independiente Medellin English podcast. As far as I know, we are the first and only English speaking podcast covering Liga Dimayor, and specifically Independiente Medellin, though we will talk a lot about the league in general. You guys may have seen all 11 of you that currently subscribe to me, but hopefully that number will increase. We are resuming those responsibilities now and going to start this podcast out again, talking in English for El Poderoso de la Montaña. Now, I'm going to speak off the cuff here. So you're going to hear a lot of uhs and ums, but I'm speaking from the heart. And we're going to get into the news before Fecha 6 or Fecha 17. But what is this podcast? I tried this out a little bit ago and I didn't really keep up with it. I didn't feel like I was doing very good at it. I didn't know if there was maybe even an audience for it or if there was something that maybe we wanted to explore and potentially do for El Hicho Poderoso. Sports radio, not really a thing here in Colombia. I'm about 2 kilometers away from the stadium, but I did think, I started Spanish classes too, so I didn't have a whole lot of time. It was just not great. That being said, I was talking to my Spanish professor and I said, like I do better at learning a language whenever I have something that I can relate it to that I like, right? Whether that's music, whether that's sports, whether that's something along those lines, right? Like anything that I'm interested in, like I'll learn the language to express myself. And so what I thought, and on top of that, I know a lot of Paisas and Colombians in general live abroad. So what I'm here to do is to maybe make something interesting for Colombians that want to learn English, want to learn more about the team and stay connected with the team that they supported when they lived in Colombia and maybe have migrated on, or maybe if they're still here and they're just in English classes and maybe want to work on their English. So, that being said, going forward, I'm going to commit to during the season, right? And we're in the first semester right now. We're pretty deep into it, and we'll get into that here in a minute. I'm going to commit to 2 episodes a week. And basically, it's going to be like this it's going to be like American sports radio, but we're going to talk about Independiente Medellin, El Poderoso de la Montaña. And then, during the off season, maybe I'll look around and see, maybe we'll go down to one in between semesters. So, that being said, I'm going to commit. We'll see how this goes. I have no expectations. Y sí tengo expectativas, mis expectativas no son altos, pero es una cosa para diversión, es something fun for me to do. So that being said, let's get into this week's news. All right, guys. So we are a whole, actually now at the time of recording this and by the time it posts, we are less than 24 hours away from probably one of the most important games of the season. And that, of course, is Fecha 17 with Patriotas Boyacá. Now, I don't know much about Boyacá, at least the Patriots. I'm just going to call them the Patriots now, or Los Patriotas. But they came up from the league last year, Categoria B, and are now in Categoria A. And we have an opportunity now to classify. So when I look at the table, which I'm pulling up right now, when I look at the table right now, Medellin is currently sitting in the 11th spot with 22 points. Now we are tied with Fortaleza, which came up from Categoria B last year, and we are 1 point behind America de Cali and 2 points behind Junior, which means if tomorrow we beat the Patriots, we are looking at being tied with Junior in points. Now, our goal differential this year is atrocious. We are currently sitting at a negative 11 goal differential. So, that being said, we would still not be in the top 8. For those of you who don't know and maybe have stumbled upon this by accident and wonder what the hell I'm talking about, uh, top 8 teams at the end of the season make group play and have a chance to classify for the finals and a chance to play at the championship. So, how's this all going to shake out? Well, this got really complicated this week. To be honest, I wasn't even sure that we were going to play. Um, do some of you may have seen the news? So the league basically assigned someone to us for the officials for this game, the referee, and he has a history of he has hurt us in the past. And what I mean by has hurt us in the past is he has made some questionable calls in the past. And this person, of course, is Nicolas Gallo. Now, I don't know enough about Nicholas to say whether he has hurt us. I've been a fan of this team for 3 years. I've never paid attention to who's officiating these matches or so on and so forth. But our team thinks that it's important enough for us to, we actually sent a delegation to Bogota to protest and petition the league basically for an arbiter to oversee the game. The team is concerned about this guy. Now, I can't speak to him. I don't know anything about this. But it got to the point that we were honestly considering not playing tomorrow. Now, I think we're going to play. It has been told by the team that we are going to play. The team has put out a statement, which I will post a link to in the description of here because if I try to read it in Spanish, you guys are all going to laugh at me. But this is kind of unprecedented for a team to protest in Colombia and say, we're not going to play because we don't have faith in the officials, that they can call it down the middle or be fair or impartial. Like that doesn't happen here. And it doesn't happen in the NFL. It doesn't happen in the NBA. It doesn't happen in any soccer league that I've ever been aware of, right? And so for us to say that we're not going to play, especially when it would essentially be a forfeiture, we would eliminate ourselves from playoff contention. Now, that's a problem for us because, we're trying to classify. Last year we went to the finals with Junior. We lost. It was very unfortunate. Um, but this year, we're fighting after losing the players we lost, like Daniel Torres, Luciano Pons, Andres Marmolejo. Like, we're fighting to try to classify. I don't have high expectations, even if we do classify, but I would like to classify. So if we look at the schedule, there's only two more games left after Patriotas Boyaca. And that, of course, is El Clasico, which is this Sunday, which happens on my birthday. I'll be doing a special episode of the podcast for that. And then lastly, we have Envigado, which we should absolutely win. But in order for Medellin to qualify, there's 9 points on the table right now that we can go and try to get. And I'm not sure that America, nor Junior, nor who else is in front of us? The Millonarios, like I think if we win out, we have a decent shot. We don't control our own destiny. We do need help. Um, but I would like to see Independiente Medellin obviously classify. I'm a fan of the team, same as you. So that being said, we were on the brink of skipping this match, which I think, according to league rules, would have eliminated us. It would have been a forfeiture. Patriotas Boyaca would have went up. Not only that, it would have affected Deportivo Cali. Deportivo Cali is struggling to stay out of relegation right now, and if they are relegated, if Boyaca's below them. So what would end up happening is they would get the 3 points and potentially put Deportivo Cali in a bad spot. Now, we're going to play tomorrow. We're going to see how that goes. My prediction, I have no idea. Like if I look at the table and we just go off goal differentials, Boyaca has the same goal differential as us, but the record's 4-3-9. Meanwhile, ours is 6-4-6. That's of course 6 wins, 4 ties, 6 losses, as opposed to 4 wins, 3 ties, and 9 losses for Patriotas Boyaca. So we have gotten our ass kicked a lot this year, but I think we have an opportunity to maybe bounce back. So, for us to classify after losing the players that we've lost and trying to build like a younger team, I think is a testament to Adias. Now, that being said, we should easily win this game tomorrow unless there's some referee fuckery. And Nicolas Gallo, the concerns about him are founded. And I will have reactions for that if that happens. So, stay tuned. So, that being said, guys, I'm going to wrap this episode extremely early. These are going to get more well thought out, more well structured. It's going to be like basically a YouTube short. in order for those who want to practice their English or listen to English about something they're interested in. Um, they can find it here. So that being said, I'm gonna wrap this. I do hope you guys have a wonderful day preparing for this game. And hopefully I come back with you guys for the post game, um, with good news. So that being said, vamos al poderoso de la montaña y hablamos más tarde. Chao.